Okay, let's do this. Start. Okay, so now I have 2 subscribers, which is crazy. That's double. Who knew? Maybe it's taking off like crazy. Not really. It's 2, but still. 2's big for me. Anyways, so today I'm gonna do just a little quick story about me and how I got into computers. So growing up in Chicago in elementary school, they didn't really, like, computers was very new. Like, the computers we had were, I think, the Apple IIS's or some variation of the Apple personal computer. So this was really early, and like, this was like the horrible VGA graphics, which is like looks like 8-bit, like really low resolution graphics. But to me, it's like amazing as a kid seeing this these computers and these programs, and so we were able to like program this little turtle in this software called Logo. And what you would do is you could tell the turtle to move around, like by giving it X, Y, and direction access, and things like that. And you could tell it to move around, you could tell it to leave a trail, so you could draw things with this turtle. So it was really cool. And there was this other program where you could like make like art by putting in like pixels, but same thing, you have to put in the X, the Y, and you put the color, and you can like do these formulas and just create these images. And that's how I started getting into computers in school, and really like getting into programming. And I'm a programmer now, so that early start really helped. But then in the early days of like computer, this is like pre-internet, before anyone like had internet just on their phones like we do today. It was kind of like dial-up, right? And before anyone had internet access, there were these things called BBSs, bulletin board systems, where someone would have like a computer with a modem, and the modem lets you connect to the phone line to their computer. So there'd be these BBSs that you would call in, and in the early days you would call into one, and then sometimes they would have a list of other BBSs and you would call into those. And there were just these like public bulletin board systems where you could post things. They had like kind of something like a forum, like where you can talk to each other. They also had chat, and they also had like places where you can get files. And back in the day, there was files, or like the software was like shareware, so you could go in and like download the shareware, and if you liked it, you could buy it, like pay with a credit card and all that. But they didn't have like these like crazy systems. Sometimes you have to mail in your payment, things like that, or call them and pay them to get your access to the software, because there's no like internet, right? There's no like, you can't just dial to them and get it. So there was shareware, and then it was really interesting, like these bulletin board systems. Sometimes they were hosted at schools, sometimes they were just people. So you kind of like meet this little subculture of people that are into computers early in the day, and they weren't like they came from like all different types. Like, it wasn't like, if you were to think of like a computer person, like you'd get the stereotypical like, oh, glasses, pocket protector, like, you know what I mean, button up shirt. But these were all types of people. Like, these BBSs just had like everyone that was into the hobby of computers. And back in the day, computers were a hobby. It wasn't really thought of as like, oh, this is like the future of like everything. Like, it was kind of like a hobby. Like, you could build your own. Like, there weren't really that many people that were just selling like the whole systems. Like, but you could purchase like whole systems too if you really wanted to. But yeah, it wasn't as simple as it is today, where it's just like click click, computer comes to your door. So BBSs were really fun, and it was kind of like how I got into like meeting these people that were like into this like different subculture of these computer hobbyists. And it was a community called like HPACV, which stood for Hacking, Freaking, Anarchy, what else? HPACV, let's see, Cracking, V is Viry. So it was kind of like what do you think hackers are today? So hacking, you know what hacking is. Freaking is hacking phone systems, and Anarchy was just like kind of like Anarchist Cookbook. Like they had these formulas for like bombs and things like that. It's just like, oh, that's time. So I guess that's all I'll talk about now, but in the next video I'm going to go into the details of these subcultures and how, as a maybe I was 10 or 11, I was talking to these groups, groups from all over the world. Like we would create these phone lines or create these like party lines, and everyone would call in with like hacked credit cards, and I talked to like Russian hackers and things like that from like that were like way older than us, but very interesting. So next video I'm going to go into detail about all that, which should be really interesting. Thanks. Bye.